Fishing is one of the most miserable activities ever. I was raised by a lake. My entire family fished. My friends fish. I've spent so many hours of my life in a boat with a pole in my hands. I say this to show that I'm not someone who went fishing once, hated it, and now have a vendetta against it. On the contrary, I've fished enough in my life that I can confidently say it is one of the most mind-numbingly boring experiences I can think of. You're just sitting in one spot looking at water, sometimes for hours at a time, and I truly don't understand the excitement people get out of it. One argument I hear is that it's relaxing. Which, sure, I can see that to an extent. Nature can be relaxing, but for hours? Sometimes multiple times a week? Maybe it's because I'm desensitized to the therapy of being on a lake, or maybe it's my ADHD. But it only takes me about 20 minutes for the boredom to set in. After that, it becomes way less of a hobby and more of a chore. The other argument I hear, especially from my friends, is man, fishing is fun. Just grab some beers and some friends and you just go out there and shoot the shit for a while. Fucking obviously. Doing anything with your friends and alcohol is fun. That's where the excitement comes from. Fishing adds nothing to it other than an excuse. I would much rather drink with my friends indoors where I'd presumably get more cell phone reception. Doing other activities that wouldn't bore me to my goddamn core. I just don't understand the appeal, and I never have. If you enjoy fishing, I salute your patience and your ability to be entertained by something so monotonous. I think it all comes down to your explanation of having ADHD. No wonder you don't enjoy it. Sitting in one place doing nothing but listening to nothing while constantly on edge waiting for the moment of fish in? Nah, of course you'd hate it. I'm not surprised in the least. It's just anxiety. With no quick entertainment. It's not for everyone. I was raised by a lake. A lake raise you face with raised eyebrow. Get more cell phone reception. Is this really that important? Sitting in one place not catching anything is like hunting. You have to be on the move. Looking for patterns and like unlocking a puzzle. That's the way to have fun. I think the excitement comes from finding an activity that doesn't involve your loved ones or family. Just look at ice fishing. Those dudes just want to be alone and go to extreme measures to do so. Edit for typo. Definitely mind-numbing, but perhaps why so many people enjoy it is exactly why you do not. ADHD. You literally answered your own post. Get on meds and relax like everyone else. You're definitely the type to sit in the house instead of going out on the lake. Nothing wrong with that. That's a lot of words to say. I've never caught a fish. I hadn't fished for a long time, and then I took some acid on the lake with my friends and caught a fish while tripping, and I felt really bad about it and have not been interested since. Mate, no wonder you hate it. You're missing the best part. I guided fly fishing in Alaska, and I've seen some of the most peaceful and tranquil sights while fishing. Also, I grew up fishing with my dad, and it was never about actually fishing but enjoying the time with my family. The same thing goes with my clients. For the most part, they largely enjoy spending time with whoever they brought along while enjoying Alaska's sights and tranquility, and the fishing. Fishing with friends with your feet in the water is unbeatable. LMAO. That's the point. Emo. Do nothing and relax. Take my upvote. Yeah, I think it sucks too. Agreed. Fishing is fucking boring. People get into the sportsmanship of it. Different lures, knots, rods, strategies, etc., etc. I can now say with certainty, fishing isn't for everyone. Prior to this post, I was under the impression everyone loved the peace and serenity of fishing. I can't really relate with your rant. Because I love fishing. I don't like fish, but I absolutely love the ritual of fishing. What do you do to relax and unwind? The thing is, fishing is just sitting at a place, but instead of doing nothing and getting bored, you kill fishes and do nothing and get bored. You are doing the wrong kind of fishing. Pick up a fly rod and hike some streams. There is a lot more skill involved, and you aren't just sitting there doing nothing. Hard disagree. I say morning instead of good morning, because if it was a good morning I'd be fishing. Raised near or next to a lake, I suppose. If you were raised by a lake, you wouldn't have made it to this day, I'd say. I'm not objectively unpopular. I feel the same way. Finding out PFAs are found in practically every freshwater fish kinda ruined it. Lake fishing is boring as fuck. River fishing is not. I can't relate. The best times I remember were of me just being even by myself on top of a mountain near me, which is host to a reservoir, hearing nothing but birds and the waves. I don't even get cell service up there, and only 4x4 vehicles can make it. If you spend enough time getting tired of everything around you, trust me, you'll be begging for the literal splice of you a pole, nothing else ever. So this is just my own interpretation, but I'm my experience fishing. It's never been about actual fishing or catching. It's more or less always just been a way to get away and talk with some friends and shoot the shit. That's just my experience though. And the fish don't like it either. Just leave those little suckers alone and everyone's life improves. I will never understand people who fish for their hobby. Just sitting there waiting for a poor fish to fall for your trap? Intentionally hurting an animal that has done nothing to you and then often just letting it go. After? Not even eating it? What? My ex loved it. Oh, wait. I just realized you said fishing. Well, this is awkward. Simple people need activities too. Personally, I prefer hunting. It's far more involved, and if you manage a good headshot on a baby Bambi, they make tender venison steaks like veal. Nom nom nom. Baby seals aren't bad either. Liar. That's a lot of words to say. I've never caught a fish. Getting tired of something you've done excessively. Shocker. Can't wait for someone to make a post about games being miserable because they've spent their entire life playing games. If you're not catching fish regularly, it can get pretty boring. Most likely you're ADHD. I also have a diagnosis. And I too dislike fishing. Sitting in one spot for hours gets rough. It depends on the type of fishing we're talking about. From your description, I'm guessing you're doing bait fishing. Maybe try a different type, you might enjoy it more. Yeah, my dad used to take me fishing as a kid. I never sat still. I played in the woods, brought toys with me, and just got bored all the time. I hated fishing. And yes, I also have ADHD. Imagine being the fish. A man without an inner life is slave to his environment. Some philosopher or other. You could try fishing using dynamite. That might be less boring. Also, I knew a guy who did it while scuba diving. He said that underwater the fish aren't afraid of you, so they aren't too hard to get. I am so good at fishing, my loved one won't let me have a beer till I'll have caught 2 fish. BC after catching 2, I really do not care if I catch or just have fun playing with the fish. I mostly fish rivers. You don't stay at the same spot all day. You move around and try different strategies at different pools. The best days are more or less big hikes with a lot of technical fishing in between. Especially for the fish. I never went fish. I wish I did though. I'm with you. Never understood the appeal. My wife loves it. I'm bored even before I begin. I usually bring my guitar and just strum it. I don't play guitar.